Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Okay. Unmute, Mill.
Okay.
Okay. We did it.
Yay.
You look cute.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm excited. Oh, can you drop that link in there to
I
Frank and
already I just responded to the email, so I don't have a group text with whoever you sent it to. So
I think I just sent it. Okay, they
hi
must be on.
Maisha.
Hi, Maisha. Okay, you see that group, Mill?
Yeah.
All right, great. Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Okay, this is going to be a really great conversation tonight. So I want to tell you right now, go ahead and share this feed because we are about to get into it, okay? So first, I want to start with prayer. Prayer is my life and it's my life. It's Mill's life. Oh gosh, it's so much better to depend on God
Mm-hmm.
than depend on yourself. And sometimes I find myself depending on myself, and God will be like, "Remember, if you come to me first, it's gonna be a lot
Mm-hmm.
better."
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so let's pray. I want to pray for you right now. If you're on here, if you just drop your name in the chat, I'll just go ahead and call your name out while I'm praying as well. Then we'll get into some really good wealth conversation that I think is really going to set you up to really win big over the next 6 months. There's a lot of great things happening. Hey, Frank, I see you, friend. See you, family. I'm gonna bring you on in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of great things that are happening right now, great opportunities. And I think that we are in a time now where if you want it, you can have it. You know, if you want it, you can have it. If you make up in your mind, I want it, you can have it. So, Father, we just thank you, Lord, right now for your goodness. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your loving kindness. We thank you, Lord, for the end of July. Oh, my goodness. I thank you, Lord, that even as we prepare to go into the month of August and the eighth month, which is a month of new beginnings. I pray that you would give us a fresh excitement about life, a fresh excitement about opportunities, fresh excitement about partnerships and all the possibilities. God, we put our focus right now on all the possibilities. We thank you for what was, but we don't look to repeat what was. We look to come into unknown territory with new relationships and new people and new opportunities and new profitability and new sustainability and new longevity. We thank you, Lord, that all things are being made new. Now, God calls everything that we put our hands to prosper and be of good success. I declare now that the blessing of the Lord overtake Maisha, it overtake Trina, it overtake Tanya and Danielle and every person right now connected to this live. I pray that they experience your goodness and your opulence and your extravagance in new ways. Father, I thank you for the blessing of the Lord over Camille. I thank you for the blessing of the Lord over Frank and Austin and over all of the Accetify community and all the Accetify partners. I declare that we are blessed, empowered, and equipped to prosper. Now, angels, you go before us and you make our way plain, you make it straight, and you make it easy. Cause all the pieces and the parts to come into divine order right now in Jesus' name, amen. And shout out to Garland, who's one of the best contractors in the nation. Bless him big, give him long, strong, healthy life, Lord, in Jesus' name. Listen, I'm excited you guys are on here. I'm going to go ahead and bring Frank on. I see he's on. This is another contractor calling to say hello to Greg. I'll call him back in a minute. Hi, Frank. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing? We're
We're
on here
doing great.
repping our people. You on here doing your thing. I'm
You
doing
know.
you know, y'all doing y'all thing. I come on here incognito and y'all come through. I just red community here. Like,
Listen.
I want some of this energy that y'all got. I want some of this energy. Give me the energy. Give me the energy. Thank you
Listen.
for joining us. Like, thank you for
Yeah. Austin in the building.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Excellent, excellent. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to be joining.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be good.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm so glad you got on here tonight. Listen, everybody, go ahead and share. Aisha said, "Hey, Frank." Go ahead and share this feed. Go ahead and share this feed with some family members, some friends. Go ahead and just shoot them a text real quick. Tell them to jump on this live because we're going to get into some pretty important conversations. So I want to go back just a little bit. You know, I started investing in real estate in 2017. A big shout out to right now my chief operating officer, Camille Westmoreland, who's on here, who was a significant part of me being able to build that portfolio. And one of the things that I'm going to talk about tonight that we're all going to talk about is like you can really almost I'm going to say forget about having real success without the right team. The right team is so important, the right relationships, the right timing, and you just taking the right risk, right? All risks are not created equal. Our relationships are not created equal. Our opportunities are not created equal. But one of the things that God has graced my life is to be able to recognize the right opportunities at the right times. And I also have very good discernment on people. And I know instinctively, I love everyone. I try to, like Jesus, but I don't necessarily like everyone, and I don't necessarily want to partner with everyone. But usually instinctively, I know within about 5 or 10 minutes if it's somebody I'm going to do business with. And so that's a grace gift that God has put on my life, and it's worked for me, and it's caused me to make multiple millions of dollars. And so the team that you guys are going to have an opportunity to hear from tonight, go ahead and share this feed right now. Hey, Keita, my chief marketing officer is on here as well. I love her to life. We were just in Detroit creating all kinds of major content. But, you know, I said that to say you guys might be at a standstill in your life because you're like, hey, I really do want to invest in real estate, but I don't have the right team. I don't have the right contractors. This is where we're all going to come in, and you're going to have an opportunity to hear from all of them. I'm going to shoot over to Camille first really quickly. Camille, you now are helping to set up systems, and you set up systems for a lot of people in the Acetified community where we're helping people to invest in real estate, whether they're just brand new beginners or whether they're building. I'm going to tell you right now, I would not have been able to do probably 50% of the deals without Camille setting those things up in place. Talk about some of the things that people have to have and why it's so important to have people to know what the heck they're doing on the administrative side.
So it's definitely important. One of the things that Dr. Jewel talked about is like, if you want to be successful, it's important to have a team in place. So you as a person don't have to know everything, but you want to have people around you that know the things that you don't know so they can help you continue to scale and grow. And so just in my position as operations, systems, logistics, all of those things within the community, what we do is make sure you have all the necessary pieces set up from your LLC, making sure that's in place because you want to separate your properties from yourself. Many people will get on and try to, you can set your own LLC up. You can go to the Secretary of State, you can go to get your EIN. And I've done that and my stuff was wrong, right? So we even talk about, I'm an advocate for registered agents because this is a profession of theirs and they understand all the pieces and parts. So we make sure that you do that. Many people don't realize that you don't necessarily have to have an LLC in your state of residence. You can choose where you do business so you can have better tax benefits. So we talk about those different things and setting up foreign entities. We give you a checklist. So through Dr. Jewel's past 7 years of real estate, it's been a learning experience for me. But what I was able to do is take the learning and create the system. So now the people that join the community, we've cut a lot out. So a lot of times when you think about it, when you have a coach, it accelerates your growth versus when you're trying to sit back by yourself and figure it out. And so For example, you'll have the steps or things that you need to know. Like when you get ready to look at a property, before you do a contract or you do a contingency on that contract, you want to then go out and have that property looked at. So a contractor go double check things with you, etc. You know what I'm saying? But then as you're going through the process, they're giving you an estimate of what it would cost to repair it or fix it so you can flip it or put a tenant in it. So it's telling you what to look for. When you get contractors, there is a standard that contractors should be following on the process of renovating a property. So we make sure you know that. So when you get ready to do that property and the contractor's like, let's pull out the carpet. Like, we're going to demo it, but the carpet is not the first thing that you're working on. So we make sure that you know and understand what is the process your contractor is going through so that you can direct that contractor. Because if the contractor believes that you don't know nothing, they gonna kind of do what they want to do and expect you to just say yes. So we ran into that in certain instances. But the thing about it is, we went through the challenges so you don't have to. And so, just being able to navigate that, and these things that we're implementing will help build your boldness and your confidence in dealing with them. Because not just in real estate, but anything, like I can have something go on with my truck, right? And I take it to the dealership and I don't know nothing about a rotor or this or that. And they just say it need to be fixed. And I'm just saying, okay. But then when I get with somebody who really has my best interest at heart, they say, okay, Camille, when you go, say this, or when you go, do this. You see what I'm saying? And so that's really what we bring to the table to make sure that when you go and do your business in real estate, that you have the right lingo, you know what words to say, you know what to listen for, you know the strategies, you know your process from beginning to end, and you know why you're doing every piece and part.
Yeah. And I'll just say this really quickly too, and then I'll get ready to move over to Frank. The underwriting part is definitely, you got to have yourself together if you're doing residential. And then when you get ready to start scaling and going to multifamily as commercial property, which you cannot just go straight to commercial unless you have a partner that already has a schedule of property. Schedule of property means that they know, the lender wants to make sure that you know what you're doing. They want to know, how many properties do you have cash flowing? The commercial side of underwriting is a lot more stringent. Rashard said, "What's up, McMill and Jewel? How are you,
Rashard?" Yeah, and just on that part that you just said, it just made me think like how you went from residential to commercial. Residential prepared us for commercial.
Yeah.
So in that process, it was new. Yeah. But it equipped us to be able to say, okay, every new student, you're going to make a digital folder. I want this document, this document, this document. So it makes your closing and your process go by faster. So you're not waiting till you're 100% in it, and then you have to retract because there are certain things that you don't have. And so after that first deal, when we went commercial and they was like this, and we're like, wait, what is this, that? But then through that, now the next commercial deals, they were like, we need this in 30 seconds. Here you go. We need this in 30 seconds. Here you go. And so our goal is to make it that seamless for you to make your process sweatless.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Frank, Frank is all the publicity for Certify Me, and he works with a lot of other celebs like the Sanders family, Deion Sanders and his family. And you were just at the Janet Jackson party. I think you brought Austin there. You're definitely doing your thing right now, and I'm really proud of just seeing you get in the trenches. And that's one of the things I think we were attracted to, like minds with one another, because you really get in the trenches with your clients. I really get in the trenches with my clients versus us just doing this for Facebook or doing this for the gram. Absolutely. Like, this is what we do for real. Yeah. And of course, I'm now walking you through. You about to keys. Yes, the keys are here.
Open the doors.
The keys are key. Just kind of what you've seen, because you already know, like, I'm a bulldog when it comes to this real estate thing.
And she really from Detroit, y'all. She really she really repped it all day. But first off, Jewel, thank you for connecting all of us. Jewel has been super good with connecting people, keeping people connected, standing on building community, and being a woman of her word. And so for many years, Jewel, I want to give you your flowers at this time. For many years before we worked together, y'all, I was looking up to Jewel. I was like, oh my God, it wasn't because the old money or the cars, the lights. It was the consistency for me. I would see on Jewel's platform from when she was on the Tankard Show how consistent she was with everything she did. And you guys know that she's been a part of, built a lot of communities alongside of her real estate portfolio. So before we started working, it was all about the consistency and being in the field. And so leading up from the time that I met Jewel all the way up until now, that has what has kept me around. Jewel creates real people, real impact, and she gonna make you get some real assets. It doesn't matter how you working with her, when you working with her, what you doing. One thing about Jewel, she's gonna make you guys level up, not in just your finances, not in just your everyday life, but how you think. And with me, of course, that's what really attracted me to Jewel, because I'm really passionate about PR. She's really passionate about real estate. But when we came together, diversifying that income was the thing that was like, oh, this is long term. And I think we all can agree that with real estate is long term, connection is long term, relationships is long term. And when we think about making long term money, these are all of the things that a Certify and Jewel's platform offer: the consistency, you showing up, you going to the field. And I don't know if y'all on Jewel platform now, but one thing Jewel go stay in is the field. She go stay in the field. She go stay closing deals. She go walk you through the process. And one thing that I also love about Jewel is that she's real. I could call her at any time. I could connect with her at any time. But alongside of that, Jewel, just being a part of your team alone makes me want to go harder. It makes me like, okay, how can I get involved? Like, how can I get involved? I started seeing the movement of Incentify. I started seeing who's in the community. I started seeing people like Camille and, of course, people of your team. And it made me want to say, how can I get involved? Like, of course, I'm in the public relations field, but now she got me studying real estate, y'all. Now she got me like, okay, I'm like, okay, like what we doing today? How many people you touched on? How many properties? Like, now she got me. Are we in Detroit today? Are we in Tennessee? You coming to Atlanta? What's what? And I think most of all is just staying consistent in her community and being along her side, being able to see her team build and being able to see and witness it in real time, guys. If anybody is looking for a community, not just in real estate alone, an entrepreneurship community is one of the things that carry you through. Connections, resources are powerful. And just to be amongst somebody like Jewel Tankard, y'all better get in with a team. But no. So I could go on and on, but when it comes to what I've learned in real estate and just working alongside of Jewel is being a shark, being stern. Even when it comes to the PR piece in my business, I see where she's stern on her contracts, guys. She's stern on being able to walk in and close the deal, knowing I've seen Jewel work from the front door to the back door. And so with Jewel working from the front door to the back door, I've been able to witness her play multiple roles in a situation where she ain't being cut out of the deal. She know the lingo with the contractors. She know the relationship building piece, because that's a super important part with building relationships in real estate. When you are meeting with your contractors, when you are meeting with the janitor or whoever's on the property, you want to make sure that you have that established relationship with them. You want to make sure that they trust you, you trust them. Y'all can shake hands, but also build that relationship along the process. And so I'm ready to build some more relationships with you, because I see that building relationships within this community build more streams of income. And so
yeah, nah, Frank, I really appreciate it. You know, my husband had bought tickets for us to go to the podcast conference last month, and I got all excited, and I'm texting Frank and Camille and Keith, and while I'm in, oh my gosh. And both Benicia and I had started the Well Chat, and it started doing really well, but then she got really busy and I got really busy, and we was like, girl, we got to do this, boo, you know, just talking junk. And then I'm sitting in the podcast summit. I'm like, okay, we really got to get back in the studio. Like, I called Frank up. I said, okay, so Frank, I got to figure out where we're going to film, because when we were filming before, that place, I don't know if they're renovated or something, closed something. And Frank goes, oh, wait. I got a mansion for you. And I was like, what? He said, in Atlanta, I got a mansion for you. I was like, all right, bet. And I said, okay, where? He said, Austin. He said, this brother is on fire. He's a real estate investor. Let's get on the phone and let's, talk to him about, what the opportunity could be. And I was like, okay, great. Let's do it. And so I got on the phone with Austin, and I mean, it was he just felt like family. He was super cool, super down to earth, also very successful. And then we came to Atlanta because we have a beautiful home there in Peachtree City. And we came to Atlanta, set up a meeting. We came to the mansion. Austin was there himself, the owner of the mansion. We walked through. I loved it. We filmed there. We did a photo shoot there. If you're in Atlanta, you definitely want to book Austin's mansion. Like, I was very impressed. He's very gracious, but I was very impressed with the property. It's beautiful. It has a pool out back. I mean, it's just a really beautiful piece of property. This is a young black man doing his thing. And so, Austin, you've been in real estate now. I think your mom was kind of like your mentor, right? How long have you been in real estate now, brother?
Yes. So I've been in real estate for the past 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 8 years. So
Correct.
what was your initial vision for yourself in real estate?
Yeah. So my mom, she has been like a mentor for me. She's a broker as well. Pretty much my initial vision was financial freedom, escaping the rat race, and, being in a type of game where I can just have unlimited potential, and just, really go after it with financial freedom, passive income, and things of that nature.
So what was your vision for yourself? How much did you want to make monthly in real estate in the beginning?
Oh, yeah, in the beginning.
Is the vision the same? What was it in the beginning and what is it now? Or is it the same?
The truth is, it is kind of the same, and I have not reached my goals yet. So I am still looking, as always, still trying to acquire more properties. But as far as my main vision was just to have not only financial freedom for myself, but then for my family as well. So that's even for my mom, for my dad, for, to really have it generationally on another scale. So we haven't reached that yet, but that's why being a part of a community like this, we are on our way.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's crazy because, the real estate investing world is very male dominated, and we're females in the space doing it, but you're still experiencing racism today. First of all, talk about your mansion, what you bought, the land around it, and it doesn't seem like everybody's been happy about you making these moves.
Yeah, no, for sure. So with the property that I bought, it's a beautiful 7-acre property that pretty much is in a progressively fast growing area where a lot of developments are happening, from townhomes, retail, commercial, and my property sits, in the heart of it. And so it's a very, very, known and very beautiful piece of property that is, it's the last of its kind, I would say. You can't remake land. So with that being said, I have definitely faced different obstacles, I would say, with being in a predominantly white area. I've definitely seen different obstacles, and being a young Black, man myself, so I would definitely say it has been interesting, but nonetheless, it is truly playing the game of Monopoly. So, that's the game that I wanted to play. So I know the game that I'm playing, and I love it.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you got that resistance, did it make you be even more convicted about why all people of color should be playing the game of doggone Monopoly? All Black people, to me. I just experienced a racist situation over the weekend in Detroit. It didn't stop me. It just made me say, this is why I'm here to stay. And this is why I'm bringing as many people as I can with me.
Exactly. No, 100%. It only it, like you said, only gave me the conviction, and it only confirmed everything that I believe in, that that I've seen and that I foresee. So, I'm, like I said, I want to, definitely bring people with you. I want to be with you, and I want to bring people along the way with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's possible. It's
100%.
possible. Your mom was a broker, so did she help you with structuring? I want you to talk a little bit about, and this is where I want people to know that are listening right now. It's not like, oh, I'm about to just get up and I want to invest tomorrow. That's great. You made the decision, but there are a lot of little nuances, and particularly underwriting, title. It's a lot of stuff that you really kind of need that mentorship. How was the underwriting part for you acquiring that 7-acre property? Was it easy, would you say, or was it challenging? Or
what I would say is it was one of the biggest deals I did at the time. And as they would say, the bigger the deals are, the easier they are. I learned so many different skill sets with smaller deals and starting small. And with doing those deals, honestly, by the time it got to the bigger asset, it just made a lot of sense. I seen all the different ways that, it could be truly valuable, whether I subdivided the land, whether I sold this piece or build on this piece, from doing about what, like you mentioned earlier, from doing the smaller deals, I learned everything that I needed. I learned so much, and it definitely gave me the foundation that I needed for sure. And plus my mom, she definitely was right there, having my back and learning. We was, learning alongside each other with certain stuff for sure.
Did you have to end up coming to close with more money than they anticipated, or did they stay pretty much true to what they told you?
I did have to come to the closing table with more money than anticipated. I did for sure. Yeah, that was, I did.
Yeah,
Jewel,
that's one of the
thing I want. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
My bad. One thing, I had something good to say. I guess in real estate, the pivot game got to be strong when it comes to that, and it seemed like that's something that you are mastering or have mastered, Austin. But yes, one thing that I do want to touch on that I'm curious to know, even with entering my journey on real estate, that Jewel has been a super help with. When you acquired this property and you went into this beautiful real estate, how did you have a plan to really capitalize off the space? Because of course Jewel does, single family duplex, but when you entered this property, what was your mindset of having to capitalize off the space? And I think that's another super important thing in real estate that I've been seeing. And so what was your plan of action when capitalizing off that space? Yeah,
for sure. So first, real estate, it's about the art of the deal at the end of the day. And so when I bought this space, I knew, okay, how can I, what would be the best utilization of it? And at the time I was like, I thought, I was thinking like wedding venues and things of those nature. So that was just kind of my head frame at the time. It definitely grown much larger than I thought, as far as the connections it brings, the community it brings, and everything. But yeah, in my head, I was just trying to capture weddings, and I was just trying to book it out, and almost like a, just book it out.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. And I think, Frank, to your point, and Austin, you might be going in with one way to use it, but then it may end up doing something else. I'm thinking about one of my clients now. She did a buy and flip. Well, she bought the house with the intention of buy and flip, but she had to end up spending more money than anticipated. And then it only made sense to make it a buy and hold. But now she's super excited about that because now she's got cash flow coming in every single month. And I think that you have to be focused and flexible at the same time, right? You got to be focused and flexible at the same time. You can't just be like, oh, this is going to be the only way that it works. You got to keep being flexible. We talked about that when Benicia and I interviewed you there, on the podcast. And you said, I think a few other entrepreneurs said the same thing. like every quarter, you're probably going to have to pivot something. Something's going to have to change from the way you did it. And I know a lot of times people are not crazy about change, but I don't focus on what was or what I've done. I focus on what could the possibilities be, because that's what happened with COVID. People really got messed up because they're like, but this is the way we used to do it. This is the way I used to do it. This is what I know. I know it's what you know. I know it's what you used to do, but now it's a different time. And so now we got to do it different. I was just having a conversation with a banker, and he said, literally, and I think Marquita, this is the second time this was said. Marquita can attest to this. I went to a bank that I hook up all my clients with in Detroit. We met there on Friday. They had 4 people meeting with us. It was a great meeting. He said, and he wasn't talking to us, he was talking to the other bankers that were in the meeting. He said, I cannot believe how much banking is changed just this year. I feel like I can barely keep up. Now, to that point, I'm on the phone getting ready to close on another commercial property, was on the phone with the head underwriter about an hour ago. He said, Jewel, the changes that are happening in banking right now in the last 2 months are just completely alarming. And so I said that to say, you got to be in a community where you got the relationships to figure out, okay, maybe that's how I used to move. Maybe I used to go to a lender. Maybe I used to go to that bank. Maybe I'm used to this rate, and just keep moving, because the person who can keep pivoting, you're going to look up and you're worth 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, and 100 million, because like you said, the deals keep getting easier. They don't get harder per se, but how you accomplish it can look totally different. Neil, I want to come back to you for a minute, because this, now that we're doing this deal, I haven't even really had to call you that much, because you already had everything pretty much in place. That's felt good, right?
It felt great.
She just had to add a couple things onto the schedule of property. But just from I guess an underwriting standpoint, because you really could have been somebody's underwriter or tax advisor easy. How important is it for them to really, I want to talk about the accounting part, because you help kind of run that whole thing from the accounting part. How important is it for them to understand? Because from an accounting part and a tax part, you got to really have your books together, reconciliation, bookkeeping, not using one account for everything. We saw other investors got in trouble that way, right? They had one account and all the money just went into that account.
Yep.
And they didn't know what was going and coming. So talk about the accounting part. And that's one of the things you're going to get here to Certify.
So it's very important to earmark your money or separate it out depending on what you're using it for. And a lot of times people will, they will do stuff like put all their money in the same account. Like she mentioned, they will try to cut corners, but save money by not getting a bookkeeper in place, or by like, I'll just do it myself, but then you don't do it right. And I'm a testament to that. I would literally be like, I'll just use QuickBooks, and then I'll try to do my own taxes as a self-employed. And I was paying thousands upon thousands of dollars every year because that wasn't my area of expertise. But having that bookkeeper and your tax accountant in place is extremely important, because once that bookkeeper does your books for the year, all you have to do is pass that on to your tax accountant. You and your tax accountant will discuss what your goals are, right? And then based off of your goals determines how much of your deductions you're going to actually take, or how much you're going to leave roll back in based off of what your upcoming goals are. Some of the things that people kind of messed themselves up with was not having their taxes already completed, or having everything blended. They may work a job, but they also have a side business of sorts, but they have all the money running together, and so one of the best things you could do is separate your business from your personal, even if that means the money comes here and then I transfer money here and so forth. And so it all goes back to that team. Paying someone to look at your books every month is adding to your team. Having that tax accountant is a part of your team. And so it goes back to what Dr. Jewel said in the beginning. If you want success, you need that team. And so if you're like, I want to make millions, you got to be willing to put money out for the things that's going to help you get there. You know, people who know more than you, it kind of goes back to that. And so, you know, that's going to be extremely important. In the deal that I did, I actually closed on my property tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I am excited. I am so excited. I bought this property in November of last year, went through some challenges, fix and flip and all of that. So now I officially close on that tomorrow. But even through that process of getting the property, the paperwork, there were certain things that I had to have in place to even secure the deal, right? But if I didn't have the right accountants, paperwork, bank accounts, all of that together, it would have delayed the process, or I could have even lost the deal. And so it's okay when you come to us if you don't know these things, but these are things we're going to teach and help you. So when you get ready to go to the table, you're already set and in position for that.
Yeah.
Right. Look, and y'all, I know Camille. I've been sitting over here like I done learned more. I didn't even like, where has this fire been? Like, you always on fire when it comes to like the marketing, the funnel, what needs to be together,
the systems.
I'm like, Jewel, you keep an equipped team. I love it. I love it. They gonna wear multiple hats.
Listen, period. Absolutely.
Doors. I love it. I love it.
So,
that's the power and connections and resources and having a resourceful team.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's another thing for me, Jewel, that's been super amazing with seeing that within your community, your team, something that's need to get figured out, it's gonna get figured out. And it's going every time. It's go. She gonna go to work every time. Jewel Taker is gonna go to work every time.
Period.
And definitely Austin, I know, gonna go to work every time.
For sure.
That's all I got.
Yeah, no, for real. And, you know, I really want to encourage everybody that's watching this right now. We got the Monopoly in Real Life Conference, August 31st, September 1st in Detroit, Michigan. I'm really, really excited about it. And if you're serious about it, you know, you might say, hey, my credit is not good, or, you know, hey, right now, you know, I'm not making a lot of money. You know, I've just realized that everything about wealth is making a decision. You know, when I had to move back in with my parents after being in an abusive marriage and had a baby girl, had to move back in with them. I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment at the time. But I made a decision in that room in my parents' house that I was going to be wealthy. I made that decision. I made a decision that I wasn't going to wait for child support, which was only about $100 every 2 weeks. So, you know, what's that going to do? But I made a decision at that point that I was going to live the life that I'm living today. So sometimes people, Camille, Austin, and Frank will say, hey, you don't understand my circumstance. I'm not in a good place. So I'm going to wait. Don't wait. The quicker you can get around fire, the quicker you can get around what you want to become, the quicker you're going to see the end of your faith. You don't wait till you get out. It's just like God. People are like, I'm gonna wait till I get out of this mess, then I'm gonna go to church. Now, baby, come in there jacked up. Come in there jacked up. Be like, Lord, I need a savior. Come as you are. And it's the same thing with wealth. You just got to make a decision. It doesn't matter where you are. And this conference, really, we are really bringing out the best of the best. Austin is going to be a part. Frank is going to be there. Camille's going to be there. You got to get around it. Now, Austin, you're how old? 20 what?
27.
27. You already got that property. You got other properties. You're looking at other properties. We're going to actually get together.
I want to add to Austin, he being real modest. He got triplex and everything that I just figured out last week or so. I'm like, where we going? Pull up.
Yeah, what you not finna do is that like,
oh, it's like, it's the more you be around Austin, the more you figure it out. So you got to get in these rooms,
for sure,
elbows with these people, because first it was a mess. I'm like, oh man, and then it's a beautiful state. But being around him and just being in a room, and especially being in a room in Atlanta, I could only imagine how Detroit's gonna be. I was in a room in Atlanta, guys, and I was like, wait, what's going on? Money flowing, they getting approved for credit lines, 10,000, this person here. It was amazing. So I'm only imagining, Jewel, how Detroit is gonna be. And we always preach the sermon like you gotta get in the room. No, you gotta be in the right rooms. You gotta be in the right rooms with the right people and where money is flowing. And as we know, real estate is not going anywhere. Real estate is not going. The land is already laid. We just got to build on it. And so being able to experience the Monopoly Conference in real life in Atlanta, where y'all actually got in the field showing properties and things of that nature, it left me inspired to, take my next steps. Like, okay, I got to get this account together. I got to do this. I got to do this. You got to take action. And when you are ready in here, there's only that gap of opportunity where if you don't take action today, it might not be here tomorrow. So, Joel, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't get on.
That's really good. And then Austin, I want you to jump in here, but this is so true. Windows are for seasons.
Right.
When you miss windows, sometimes it can take years again. Every time I made a meal, it was a window. I made $1 million. I made my first $1 million because I owned a Nextel franchise. That was a window. Right. And then right when I got out of it is when right after that, the decline happened because Nextel did not change their technology fast enough from 2G to 4G or whatever. And then when I made another meal, we're going to say something, Austin?
Oh, no, keep going. But I'm gonna say something after you as far as
okay.
Yeah.
But then I made money in the beauty industry, shapewear, made a couple mil. It was only for a window. If I would have came in 6 months later or a year later, not that I couldn't have made money, but I couldn't have made the most money. You see what I'm saying? And so right now, I believe the move that's happening in real estate all over this nation, but particularly in the city of Detroit, people are coming from Holland, Australia, Africa, Russia, literally all over the world, trying to lay hold of a city that looks like people with mostly me and you. Detroit right now, and this is changing, right now in this moment it's changing, but it's owned mostly by 3 Caucasian men, the Illich family, the Ford family, and the Gilbert family. That is unacceptable. When the inner city, people that look like me and you, we should have the market share there. So we can't sit back anymore and say, oh, I don't have credit, or oh, I don't care what you don't have. I just need you to make a decision to get your butt at that conference, make a decision to say, Jewel, I need you as my coach. I'm ready. I'm hearing the testimonies. Now is the time. In the next 5 years, your portfolio probably will have doubled or tripled possibly. This beautiful 13,000 square foot mansion that we live in right now, we bought this in 07. This, if we tried to sell it right now, we have more than doubled our money. More than double. That's a big deal, right? So what am I saying? Everything is about timing. So Austin?
No, I was just going to follow you up and just say everything is definitely about timing, and just say a little bit even more to myself. For example, like I said, I'm 27. I started real estate when I was 8 years ago, so I had to be 19. And even to go into that timing, I made a decision when I was in school that real estate was going to be, what I was going to do in my future when I thought I wanted to be a doctor. I was in school playing basketball on scholarship, and we just won nationals when I had to make a decision if I was going to go back or if I was going to step out on faith and trust in what I was seeing and what I was believing. And so it is about time and about being in those rooms and making those hard decisions. Now, I'm not saying make no rash, hard decision, but I am saying that if you want it, then you have to go for it. If you believe in it, then you have to truly believe in it and step out on faith, get in those rooms, meet the people that you need to meet, and see what life has to have to offer for you.
So good. I'm curious. Mm-hmm. I believe there are confidence builders in our life, and then there are hesitant builders in our life. People that will build hesitancy in us, and then other people that will build confidence in us. When you got ready to go for the 7 acres, Were most of the people telling you definitely do it, you can do it, or did you have anybody telling you I don't think you should do it, you're doing too much?
Honestly, yeah, no, everybody, it was my private lenders was telling me like, I don't know. And they told me no. But in that time I was flipping properties, and luckily I was flipping. By the time they told me no, and I had to put down on something myself, then I think I just flipped the property 2 weeks before. That was the down payment that I needed for the property type of situation. So, but it was God sent, just trusting the process and just believing that it was for me,
Wow. But you definitely have, even the private lenders were telling you they don't think you should do it.
Yeah, they was just like, I don't know. They was just like, I don't know, just because the relationship that I had with them was, I was flipping properties, and I was like, hey, I think this one may take a little time. This one may take 12 months. They was like, we thinking like 3 or 6. So, at that time I found another hard money lender, but then as far as the down payment, that's, luckily I was, like I said, I was flipping properties and everything. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. How long were you anticipating the rehab on the mansion before you were ready to open it for business?
I was in my thought process, I've always been young and going for it. So I anticipated 4 months, but that's just me. Like, this is what we need to do. I'm here all day, all night. I'm with the contractors. I'm in the field. I'm asking them, hey, what's the checklist for today? What's next day? This one needs to be done. I'm right there with them. I was right there with them in that process. So, but it wound up taking about 6 months. 6 months to get it, to where it's at now.
Did you spend over what you anticipated or under?
Over, for sure.
Yeah. I was in an investor meeting actually that I hosted, and I was just curious. I said, has anybody in here as an investor gone under budget? No hands went up. Everybody
Yeah,
it's the nature of it. So listen, guys, I thank you all so much for jumping on here tonight. I really appreciate hey Ben, my son is on here. I really appreciate you guys, jumping on here and having this conversation. I just want to encourage you all that are listening right now to just tell yourself, give yourself a yes for wealth. Give yourself a yes for financial freedom. Real estate, I know this, Camille, Austin, this, Frank, you're learning this and knowing this. Real estate is not like fast money, but if you would just stay consistent with it, the money is strong and it's long. So it's not like, oh, I'm about to hit a quick. No, it's not hit a quick.
Right.
You're going to make money, but you got to be patient. You got to anticipate challenges, anticipate problems, and always know there's a solution for everything. If I can't go in through the front door, I'm going to go in through the back. If I can't go in through the back, I'm going to go in through the side. Somebody has my answer. And so here to Certify, we are working, I'm telling you, nonstop. The team is just absolutely superb. We got amazing partners like Austin. Even some of you, if you want to rent that mansion in Atlanta, reach out to him. Let him know you heard from Jewel or Camille or Frank, and he's going to make sure he gets you the best rate. Like, we really are a family. We really do work together. Quick little side, if you need PR, Frank got you. He got you. But seriously, we really are, a group of people. And what I love about all of us, we're not looking to help the world. I'm not looking for like 5,000 people. I want to help a select group of people that are ready to run. Same thing with Frank. Select group of people that are serious. Austin, same thing. He's not looking to host every event at his mansion. A select group of people that want to do the right thing, care about the property, take care of the property, and that's what we're looking for. And so you might be in that select group. You might say, hey, can I hire Camille to set up my systems? Yes. She's not looking for everybody.
Absolutely. But only a select. Listen, it's a lot of work. So many are called, but few are chosen.
There we go.
All facts. So we're not looking for everybody. We're looking for a select group of people that will become like family for us, and we can all do some amazing things together and make a whole lot of money together. Because I'm about social impact, but I'm sure enough about financial impact. You ain't gonna never hear me say it ain't about the money. The devil is a lie. I'm coming for every billet. I'm coming for all of it, and I want to help my people come forward too, because we our ancestors have died, brutalized, molested, killed, and built land and property in that mansion you are probably on right now. I'm sure our ancestors are working that land. We are on beautiful 5 acres. I'm sure they were working this land and never got a dime. And so we are the generation that's going to cash in on all of it. Okay. So don't call talking about it's not really that important to me. You ain't called to me. I'm telling you right now. I'm looking for some people who like, no, I want that bag. I'm a good person. I do love people, but I want to make sure we get that bag. Okay. So last words, Camille, Austin, Frank.
It was a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you at the Monopoly Conference and look forward to everything that we're going to do. Yes.
Yeah. And we're doing a Wealth Mastermind in Atlanta in October at his mansion. So we'll be coming and giving you guys more information on that. Did we lock down that date? Did you double check your calendar?
We did. I think we did lock down the date. Frank, we're gonna get back with Frank. I think.
Okay. All right, we'll let y'all know. Mill, last words.
I would just say if there's a gut feeling, follow it and just move. There'll never be a perfect time to do anything. And if we wait for the perfect time, we'll look back year after year after year and saying, I should have did it the year before. So as Dr. Jewel said, you don't have to have everything together. You just have to be willing and have a desire and let the rest of the pieces and parts fall into place. So we welcome you all to the Acetified community in advance. And we look forward to seeing you at the Monopoly Conference, August 31st through September 1st. We are going to be going out and looking at properties and stuff, and it's always a blast. So we look forward to seeing you guys there.
Absolutely. And if you're ready to get coaching, you're like, hey, I'm coming to the conference, but I'm ready to do my first buy and flip. I want to do my buy and hold. I want to do multi. Go ahead and reach out, get on acetifiednow.com. Packages that are extremely reasonable. You're going to get more than your money's worth. They are starting from $5K to $25K, depending on what you're doing, but you'll more than make that back in the real estate game. We're committed to making sure that happens. Frank, last words, brother.
I'm back. My computer had died. So listen, I hope y'all are at the Monopoly Conference where y'all can come get a piece of these deals. I used to be the one that, somebody used to always say, sometimes you don't want to be too greedy and have all of the piece of pie. But if I could just get in the room, get a percentage, touch on the right person, go on a partnership with Jewel, whoever I got to get into, just get in the room and understand that you are in control of your own investment. And when I say that is you want to invest your money, your time into anything, you are in control of your own return on your investment. So I could definitely attest when I came to the room and make the investment of my time and the ticket to be there alongside of Jewel in Atlanta. I'm already know Detroit is going to be on fire, especially with the lineup of people and resources that you are providing. And everybody know one thing about Jewel, Marquita, you can say that Jewel is definitely the one when it comes to resources. She's definitely gonna leave y'all wowed, and it's definitely gonna be more than just connecting with her in the room, more than just deal closings. Last conference, we was able to bring in credit repair, credit restorations. We was able to learn about mortgages and everything, private lending, you name it, using other people's money. Cause I like that. In my field, I show people how to go out and get strategic partnerships and things and how to leverage other people's money. And I didn't know that was a thing in real estate until I stepped in a room in Atlanta. And so I had to learn that thing with being in the room. So I'm ready to learn more. So if you just want to learn and invest and come learn, you go leave on full. So I hope to see y'all at the Monopoly Conference in Detroit.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, everybody. You guys are amazing. Thank you for coming to play with me on this virtual space tonight. Make sure you guys connect, start getting coached today, and get your tickets on Monopoly in Real Life Conference. All right. Love y'all so much. Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.